Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a video to summarize my Brisbane tournament and some of my thoughts. So for today is March 29th. It's the Brisbane Pokemon Go Regional Championships for the three games, which is Pokemon VGC, Pokemon TCG, and Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I participated in two different tournaments. The one was the main Brisbane Go Regional, which is the main circuit event for Pokemon Go Worlds. The second one is like a Brisbane local tournament where players can join from the afternoon onwards, which is like 2 p.m. onwards. So this one also gives you competitive points, but then since I'm not intending to run in worlds, I'm just going to join just for the sake of like battling other people. And for the first tournament, I didn't really get that high. I got knocked out in the second round. The first round was actually shown on stream, which showcased my Shadow Zapdos. And then the second round was not shown on screen, so I got knocked out on that one. But the highlight of today's video I want to share is the Brisbane local tournament. That's where I got the third place in the tournament. Okay, and I think the only difficult opponent I had was being beaten by the same guy. I think can't remember his name. His Agent Magikarp. This is his name. So this is 2024 regional champion in Brisbane. So I got matched with him in the main circuit event, and then I got knocked out, and then he got knocked out in the next round as well. So none of us made it through to the second knockout stage, or made it out of the group stage. And then in the local tournament, I got to the last four, which is the top cut, like the top four members. As you can see my name on the screen here. I got to the top four, and then I faced him immediately once I got to the top four, and then he beat me again. So basically, he beat me 3 different times. Yeah, all right. So, okay, so let's talk about my team selection, and maybe I will use my team. Do I have my team? Okay, I'll use this one. So basically, my thoughts on my team. Let me try and zoom in here. Oh, this is the blur one. Where is the one? Where is the clear one? I don't have a clear one. Okay, never mind. Let's just use the blur one then. Okay, so thoughts on my team. Hope you guys can see. It's a bit blur. I understand. Okay, so the main core is actually Zapdos and Azumarill. I wanted to pair Zapdos with the strongest Pokemon in the competitive circuit, which is Azumarill. I think Azumarill will be meta for many seasons because of its incredible bulk and the coverage that it has. There's not a lot of things that hard counter Azumarill, because the moment you bring something that hard counters it, you're also very weak to a lot of different Pokemon in the meta. And because Azumarill is that bulky, even if you bring a hard counter, it's not really a hard counter. So I wanted to pair it with Shadow Zapdos because Azumarill has only 2 weaknesses, which is Electric and Grass, and these two are resisted on Shadow Zapdos, although it's Shadow. So Shadow Zapdos does take damage, significant damage from resisted moves, but it also can do a lot of hard-hitting damage onto the counters of Azumarill. So I want to pair those two, and then I had to build a team around these two. So I brought like a Annihilate just to take down like Ice and Rock Pokemon, because that's what Zapdos is weak to. And then I brought like Clodsire to resist those rock moves. Like a second counter to like grass Pokemon, just in case like there's like a Shadow Jump Bluff, Cradily. And Lapras and Mandibas are basically like staple meta cores that I need to cover the team. So this time Lapras, I'm not running the Ice Beam, I'm running the Skull Bash on Lapras. So I was able to hit water Pokemon like the opposing Lapras, opposing Azumarill with Skull Bash, which actually do a lot of damage. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the matches and let's see if I can actually get the team sheets up first. So let's start with the first one. I think this is the first one. This is the first one. Yes, this is the first one. Okay, so this one, I'm just gonna analyze the matches for this tournament because it's not on stream and I wasn't able to record it. So I'm just gonna talk it through and then just give you my thoughts on what happened in the games briefly. I can't really remember everything. So the first guy, Dean Croker is an Australian local. Actually, most of the people are Australian locals. There's only two of us that are from. Okay, this list goes on below, but there's only two of us that are not from Australia, which is um, Brian. He's from Hong Kong, and myself, I'm from Singapore. So, okay, the first guy, Dean. Um, okay, let's get his list. Yeah, this is his list. So let's look at these lists. Okay, so pretty decent for my team. I didn't have really much trouble with it because okay, if you look at the team, let's just talk about Shadow Zapdos in particular. There's nothing that defeats Shadow Zapdos except for the charge moves, which is Rock Tomb. Maybe Grumpig does a lot of neutral damage. And yeah, there's basically nothing that really hard defeats Shadow Zapdos. So Shadow Zapdos was my key in this game. And the other thing I brought was Mandibuzz because Mandibuzz resists Grumpig, which is something that I'm afraid of for Shadow Zapdos. And then the last guy, I think I brought Clodsire, which also does quite well into Emolga, into Ferret. Support not that much, but Support doesn't do a lot of damage with the Metal Claw onto Clodsire. So, yeah. So this game was basically a 3-0. And let's look at the second screenshot, which will show my game. Yeah, so in the second game, yeah, you see a 1-1-0-0, which means I won one, and then lost 0, draw 0. So that's first win. The second game was Charles. So okay, the second game, let's look at back at the roster. So Charles is this one. So he got 5th place, which is quite commendable, I would say. Okay, if you notice, let's look at his team again. So Lapras, weak to Zapdos. Chestnut, weak to Zapdos. Togetic, weak to Zapdos. Umbreon, neutral. This is a Alolan Marowak, the Ghost one, Ghost and Fire one. Neutral to Zapdos, and then Clodsire with Mud Shot, which is resisted by Zapdos, but Zapdos also does resisted Thunder Shocks into it. So Shadow Zapdos was so safe into everything in this team, as well as the previous one. So what I brought in this team was Clodsire. I just had to be wary about the opponent Clodsire and the Lapras. And then what I brought the last one was, I think, Azumarill to try and counter Clodsire, Umbreon, and Marowak. Yeah, so it's like Zapdos, Azumarill, and Clodsire. That's what I brought into this team. And then I think I won it was 2-0 in the first game with Dean, and then 2-0 with Charles again. So I got like a sweep. And then let's talk about the third game. The third game, okay, so it's another 2-0. And then the third game was with Matthew Coldhill. So let's look at his team. Matthew, okay, so 6th place. So those that I faced were quite challenging people. Okay, so yeah, let's look at Matthew. Um, the third game, yeah, so we have Clodzire with Sludge Bomb, Meganium. These two not really a problem for Zapdos. Altaria, now this is a problem because Altaria resists the Thunder Shocks from Zapdos. Mawile is neutral. Galarian Moltres is weak and Lapras is weak. So Shadow Zapdos does well again into most of these teams. I had to watch out for Altaria, which then I brought my Azumarill as well. And then the last guy I brought, I think it's Clodzire. So Clodzire just has to be careful about Lapras. I just need to make sure that Lapras is on Zapdos or Azumarill because many people are running Ice Beam here. So that's an advantage for Azumarill as well. And then I think in the first game I let Shadow Zapdos into Galarian Moltres as well. So that's yeah, I had very very good leads and good save swaps as well for this game. Yeah, and then I think for the game where I lost and it took me to fourth place, fifth or third place. Okay, so this is the one where I fought Agent Magikarp, which I got into know by. So he sorry, no, I fought Agent Magikarp in the fourth round. Wait, where's the fourth round? Okay, I think I didn't screenshot the fourth round. So yeah, the fourth round I lost to him, and then that got me in the top cut for the four placings, and then yeah, then it comes to this one, which is I fought against Steven, which is the second guy. That's why I'm third. So this one I lost because my Shadow Zapdos was very, very hard countered by a few things. The first one is the Shadow Sableye. So now I realized that two people in the same tournament have the exact same thing, which is Shadow Sableye, which does quite well into Shadow Zapdos because it paces almost as quick, just that the drill pack is at 4 at even number counts of throwing your charge moves. So Shadow Sableye credibly resists the Zapdos Thunder Shock as well and can do Rock Tomb super effective damage. So these two were a problem for Zapdos. And I didn't have really very, very good counters into those two. Like Azumarill does counter, but it's not like a really counter kind of Pokemon. And then Azumarill can also be countered by Bastiodon and Lapras. So for this game, didn't really go so well. And then that's where I was knocked out from the Brisbane local tournament. And then what they did was they had to tabulate the scores, and basically based on the win percentage of your tournament, you are ranked according to the leaderboard. I didn't get to face the number 4 opponent because it was a single elimination. So once I lost to Steven, and then that's just your ranking for the day. Yeah. So overall, quite a good tournament. I think as the only Singaporean that went to Australia, I think I did quite well in this tournament. Yeah, and I do encourage people who play Pokemon Go Battle League. Uh, if you do feel like you want to try and battle like people face to face, I think it's a good opportunity to go to these events. I cannot go to these events very often because I do have commitment, family, and work. But yeah, I do recommend people to go to these events, make friends. I did have some pictures with the casters as well, and then yeah, just go there and have fun. The main aim is to win, yes, but also to try and get to know the atmosphere and try to take in and learn from other people, like those that beat you and all that. Yeah, so I think that's my summary for this tournament, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.